that shot at you all at the gambling house?
I know MDC didn't shoot at us. Me.
And when you talked to Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis about the shooting, you actually went into some details about what happened that night of the shooting. Do you recall doing that?
What you mean?
Like telling Detective Gaither, giving them details about what happened the night of the shooting.
I remember what happened, but I don't remember what I told the police.
Okay, what do you remember happening?
Niggas was shooting at us.
Okay, people were shooting at us. And where were you all? Where were you standing when they were shooting at you?
Outside.
Okay, and you said they were shooting at us. Who else was out there with you?
A lot of people, little kids. I can't be specific who was out there.
Okay. Do you remember telling Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis that Thug was out there with you?
I don't recall.
And that the individual started shooting from the bushes.
I don't recall where they were shooting at, but I thought they were shooting at.
And also, did you tell Detective Gaither that you ended up having to run behind a young woman who was out there as well?
I don't recall what I told the investigators.
And do you recall telling the investigators that at the Cascade skating ring, you confronted Kel about them shooting at you all from the bushes?
What happened in Nut got nothing to do with YSL. This some shit, screaming language. This got everything to do with threat. You know what I mean? I was trying to protect threat from the get-go. You know what I mean? Threat, and they had some more stuff going on. Like,
was Threat at the gambling house when it got shot up by Kel?
Young, you said nothing I say can be used against me.
That's right.
Me and Threat shot up Rich on Quan Daddy Barbershop on Bank. I don't know.
Wait, what?
He just admitted it.
He just admitted shooting up the damn barbershop.
Threat, and they had some more stuff going on. Like,
was Threat at the gambling house when it got shot up by Kel?
Young, you said nothing I say can be used against me.
Here we go.
Me and Threat shot up Rich on Quan Daddy Barbershop on Bankhead. I don't know what happened with Threat and Rich on Quan, but I'm a ride with my brother. And they was beefing. And yeah, we put up and did that.
Okay.
He just admitted that.
And as a result of, why did you and Threat shoot up Rich Homie Quan Daddy's barbershop?
Because I'm a ride with Threat.
Okay. Did Threat tell you why he was shooting?
I don't ask no question. I just say let go.
Wow, Woody.
And when Rich Homie Quan's barbershop was shot up, was that in September of 2014? Do you remember?
I don't know when. I know we went up there and shot it up.
Okay. Was it before Nut was killed?
Yes.
Do you remember what happened the day that you Threat shot up Rich Homie Quan's daddy's barbershop?
What you mean?
Do you remember that day? What led up to you going to the barbershop and shooting it up?
I told him they go do it.
What led up to you saying, let's go do it? Why?
Threat was mad. He was like, he fucking keep scaring my language. He was talking, playing like we somebody to play with. And I was ready. I had them choppers on deck.
Why was Threat beefing with Rich Homie Quan to shoot up his daddy's shop?
Cause we didn't know where he was.
So did you go to the shop looking for Rich Homie Quan?
No, we went to send a message.
I'm watching Rich Homie Quan's Twitter right now to see if he's gonna respond.
What time did you go and shoot up?
I ain't telling you that.
Okay. Was it in the morning?
It was at night.
to your knowledge, did anyone send threat to go shoot up Rich Homie Quan's daddy's shop to send a message?
No, he said what he said, and I told him, let's go do it.
You said that you all went to go send a message. What message were you sending?
We ain't the ones to play with.
Did something happen between Rich Homie Quan and Threat prior to you all having to go send a message?
Yeah, but I don't know nothing about it.
So how do you know something happened if you don't know anything about it?
Because I can't say for facts if it's the truth.
Now, did this shooting of Rich Homie Quan's daddy's barbershop start the beef between If Gang and YSL?
The beef was never between If Gang and YSL.
Okay.
The beef was between me, Threat, and Shell Kell. Rich on Quan. Because they were Shell Kell was trying to ride Rich on Quan.
Okay, we need to diagram this.
YSL into what me and Threat had going on.
All that recall just went out
Let's
the window,
get
guys.
to
It's gone.
The shooting at Lakewood, right?
Can you repeat that?
Sure. You just said that the streets brought YSL into what you and Threat had going on, correct? That's what you just said?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Is that a yes for the record?
Yes, my bad.
So going back to the shooting at the gambling house, when you learned that Shell Kell was the one who shot up Thug's vehicle, did you and Shell Kell squash your beef when the two of you met at the Cascade skating rink?
Nothing I say could be used in no courtroom,
Oh, he's gonna admit something else.
federal or state.
That's the parameters of the immunity or?
Federal or state? I don't know if that's right.
Nothing can be used.
Correct.
Oh,
And
That's
he-
a lie.
was,
When you and Shell Kell met at the Cascade skating rink, did the two of you shake hands and said that the beef was over when y'all met at the Cascade skating rink?
I put a gun out on him.
At the Cascade skating
At
rink?
Cascade Skating Ring.
Shell Kell. Okay.
Who'd you pull it out on?
Shell Kell.
And once you pulled the gun out on Shell Kell, what happened? Who was with you?
I can't recall.
Well, if somebody you just
I
said,
can't remember who it was with me.
okay. So how do you know you didn't want them caught up in the interview?
Because I wasn't fit to put nobody else in my. I just wasn't gonna do that.
He doesn't want to snitch.
So after you pulled the gun out on him, did you shake hands with him to say that the beef was over between the two of you?
Nope.
Okay.
I pulled the gun out and let him know I could have got you right now.
Wow.
And you didn't shoot him,
No, I didn't.
right? So did you tell the police Gaither and Dennis back in January 2015 that you and Shell Kell shook hands and said that the beef was over and y'all two were laughing about it?
Well, I'm talking to the police, so I'm not going to tell them what actually took place. If I knew that y'all was going to do what y'all doing today, I wouldn't never even did what I did.
Okay. And then after you told the police that you all shook hands, you told the police that Kell wanted you to FaceTime Thug.
Thug had nothing to do with what we had going on.
That's not what I'm asking you, Mr.
I'm
Cooper.
telling you the truth.
Did Kell shoot up or shoot?
Zoom into Young Thug's face. You see the cameraman?
Everybody got shot up, and I can't say if I never seen who actually did it. They say that it was Kell who did it.
Was Thug's car one of the cars that was shot up the night that the gambling house was shot up?
My car was shot up, and a few other cars. I didn't see Thug cars because Once I came from behind the wall, everybody was scared of pulling off.
So is your response that you don't know if Thug's car was shot up?
I don't recall if his
Oh
car
my
was shot.
Can't with
or
this
shot.
goddamn
I
light.
doubt it was shot up because I seen it what a couple days later or whatever.
Did you tell the police that when back in this January interview with Gaither and Dennis, that when Kel asked you to FaceTime Thug, you FaceTime Thug and said, "Hey, Salam, the beef over with." So Thug was like, "Yeah, it's over with." And then Kel got on the phone and Thug started talking. And Thug said, "The beef ain't over with until you pay for my window. You shot my window."
But I told you I'd make anything up if I'm talking to investigators.
Okay. And they clarified and they asked you, is that what Kel said? And you said, no, that's what Thug told Kel.
It don't take a rocket science to come up with. I don't recall what I told investigators. I know I wasn't going to tell them that I put a gun on Sheriff Hill, and if I didn't have certain people with me, I was going to do something to them.
Okay. And that furthermore, you said, you told Detective Gaither and Dennis, yeah, he shot Thug's window. So Thug, like, I don't care about none of that, about what you all have going on. You still shot at me. Just pay for my window. If you don't pay for my window, hey man, I ain't letting nothing go. I looked at Kel and said, that's between y'all two. Do you recall telling Detective Gaither and Dennis that?
You know, I don't even talk like that.
All right. And then afterwards, they hung up from FaceTime. And Kel's like, nah, man, call Nut. And so you and Kel started talking, and you told Kel, just pay for the window. This shit over. And Kel's like, pay for the window? This nigga just tried me.
Woo.
Did you tell the police that that's what Kel told you after he got off the phone with the...
When I pulled that gun out on Sheriff Hill, I said, I could have got you. He went his way, and I went mine.
Okay. Do you recall telling Detective Gaither and Dennis that you actually did shoot at Kel's house back in June of 2015? In the interview in June of 2015, you actually told the police that you shot at Kel. Do you not recall that?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I
So
don't think I got a chance to get him.
you said that. You told the police you shot in the air, but Kel was around. Do you recall telling the police
Can you
that?
say it again?
Sure.
I shot in the air, but what?
Microphone.
Objection happening.
All right, well, that may be something you told the police too. I don't know. She can ask about it and he can answer whatever his recollection is of what he said to the police. Go ahead. Okay, well, that is true. So make sure that you have a basis for your questions.
Yes, I did, Your Honor. Looking at those pictures, did you also speak to detectives in June of 2015?
June? Yes.
Okay. And during that interview, do you recall telling the police that you actually did shoot at Kel, but you told them that you actually shot in the air, but Kel was around?
I love God too much to be shooting at him.
Okay. Do you recall telling the police that you shot in the air?
No, I don't even recall ever shooting in there.
Thank you so much, Amy Lee. And shout out to
Now we'll
Classy
go back to the
Beats.
January
Thank you,
28,
Amy.
2015 interview. Do you recall telling the detectives that you told Kel, you got a problem with Thug, you don't have a problem with me. That's over with, and y'all shook hands?
Yeah, I don't recall what I done told the investigators.
Now, in the same 2015 interview with Gaither and Dennis, after you spoke with them, Gaither and Dennis, about what led up to the shooting on the highway? Do you recall giving them more detailed information about the shooting on the highway?
What you mean?
Sure.
She knows what that
Do you
means
remember how
now.
long your interview was with
Sure.
you and Dennis?
See, they questioned me so many times.
Okay. Do you remember the interview being approximately 3 hours?
Probably so.
And in the course of that interview, do you recall talking to them about a number of different things?
Like, I don't recall.
Okay. In speaking with Gaither and Dennis about the shooting on the highway, do you recall being at a pool party before the shooting occurred on the highway?
No.
Isn't it true that you told Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis that you all were at someone's home or at the pool party and you were getting ready to leave when you saw Booshi, Booshi, get on the phone prior to you leaving the party?
I don't recall. So investigators.
And you actually thought Booshi might be setting you up.
She know better.
Okay. But did you think, okay. Did you tell the detective you thought that she might be setting you up?
I don't recall what I told the detectives.
And you thought that Booshi might be setting you up because her family was friends with Nutt's family.
I don't know who her family friends with. I don't even know who her family is.
Woody is up
Do you
here admitting to
recall
drive-bys.
saying in that same interview that once you all left the party,
This is the same man who wouldn't tell his age. Y'all remember he wouldn't say how
you all
old he
got on
was.
the highway
Right.
and you got near, I believe it was Atlanta Medical Center back then. And that's the area in where the shooting occurred on the highway.
Can you say that again?
Sure. That after you left the pool party, you and I believe Shannon got into a car and you all left, and the route that you took was near Atlanta Medical Center.
Oh, I don't recall what I told the investigators. The truth of the matter was I was trying to protect my friend. Threat.
Okay. Were you trying to protect threat when you all were getting shot at on the highway?
I don't recall what you're talking about.
Was threat in the car with you when you were getting shot at on the highway?
I don't recall.
Do you remember the detectives that you reached out to Yak Gotti because he was dating Booshi at the time? Tell him you thought that Booshi set him up?
I don't recall.
To his number 49, I will file a written response
Okay,
because when we got that, we were looking through, like, that's not the recollection that I have. We were looking through to make sure that he had contained, and it doesn't. His motion does not contain the entirety of what was said in that colloquy, and the matter of the PowerPoint was addressed on 2 different days, I believe.
Okay, well, just get that in sometime this week. So that's another thing we can deal with and resolve next week. I know we still have wiretap evidence outstanding that we need to reach at some point. I think that's everything, other than we need to have a date for the remedial training.
Oh
And
my
Ms.
God.
Love, if you can provide to the court the identity of all of the team members, at least the lawyer team members. And if you want to have investigators or anybody else participate in the remedial training, that's up to you, but at least all of the lawyers that are on this team. And I am thinking, I know I have got a conflict Monday morning, Monday the 19th, between 8 and 12. I'll be here for the afternoon. And I'm thinking if that would be an ideal time to do that, I'm just thinking y'all come into the courtroom, there'll be a deputy. You can sit and watch the video and be done with it.
Yes, Your Honor, we can
Okay.
do that. We can do whatever it is at the court.
All right,
Please.
that sounds good. So anyway, that's what I'm scheduling wise for now. If anybody,
You. What happened to that gun?
How do I know?
What did you do with the gun after you shot at them?
What gun?
The gun that you used to shoot at the individuals who shot at you.
I don't know nothing about no gun.
Okay. Did you just testify a few moments ago that while your baby was in your hand, you took the gun and shot at these individuals who shot at you?
Oh, I told them I throw that gun in the woods.
Who did you tell that to?
The police, they caught night. And they went to search the woods and they said they couldn't find.
Atlanta Medical Center back then. That the area in where the shooting occurred on the highway.
Can you say that again?
Sure. That after you left the pool party, you and I believe Shannon got into a car and you all left, and the route that you took was near Atlanta Medical Center.
Oh, I don't recall what I told the investigators. The truth of the matter was I was trying to protect my friend. Threat.
Okay. Were you trying to protect Threat when you all were getting shot at on the highway?
I don't recall what you're talking about.
Was Threat in the car with you when you were getting shot at on the highway?
I don't recall.
Do you remember telling the detectives that you reached out to Yet Gotti because he was dating Bushi at the time? To tell him you thought that Bushi set him up?
I don't recall.
okay, well, that is true. So make sure that you have a basis for your questions.
I do, Your Honor. Looking at those pictures, did you also speak to detectives in June of 2015?
June? Yes.
Okay. And during that interview, do you recall telling the police that you actually did shoot at Kel, but you told them that you actually shot in the air, but Kel was around?
I love God too much to be shooting at him.
Okay. Do you recall telling the police that you shot in the air?
No, I don't even recall ever shooting in the air.
Thank you so much, Amy Lee. And shout out to
Now, I want to
Classy
go back to the
Beats.
January
Thank
28,
you, Amy.
2015 interview. Do you recall telling the detectives that you told Kel, you got a problem with Thug, you don't have a problem with me. That's over with, and y'all shook hands?
Yeah, I don't recall what I done told the investigators.
Now, in the same 2015 interview with Gaither and Dennis, after you spoke with them, Gaither and Dennis, about what led up to the shooting on the highway, do you recall giving them more detailed information? About the shooting on the highway?
What you mean?
Sure.
She knows what that means
Remember
now.
how long your interview was with
Sure.
Gaither and Dennis?
They questioned me so many times.
Okay. Do you remember the interview being approximately 3 hours?
Probably so.
And in the course of that interview, do you recall talking to them about a number of different things?
Like, I don't recall.
Okay. In speaking with Gaither and Dennis about the shooting on the highway, do you recall being at a pool party before the shooting occurred on the highway?
No.
Isn't it true that you told Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis that you all were at someone's home or at the pool party and you were getting ready to leave when you saw Booshi, Booshi, get on the phone prior to you leaving the party?
I don't recall what I told investigators.
Okay. And you actually thought Booshi might be setting you up.
She know better.
Okay. But did you think, okay. Did you tell the detective you thought that she might be setting you up?
I don't recall what I told detectives.
And you thought that Booshi might be setting you up because her family was friends with Nutt's family.
I don't know who her family friends with. I don't even know who her family is.
Woody is up
Do you
here admitting to
recall
drive-bys.
saying in that same interview that once you all left the party,
This is the same man who wouldn't tell his age. Y'all remember he wouldn't say how
you all
old he
got on
was.
the highway
Right.
and you got near, I believe it was Atlanta Medical Center back then. And that's the area in where the shooting occurred on the highway.
Can you say that again?
Sure. That after you left the pool party, you and I believe Shannon got into a car and you all left, and the route that you took was near Atlanta Medical Center.
Oh, I don't recall what I told investigators. The truth of the matter was I was trying to protect my friend. Threat.
Okay. Were you trying to protect Threat when you all were getting shot at on the highway?
I don't recall what you're talking about.
Was Threat in the car with you when you were getting shot at on the highway?
I don't recall.
Do you remember telling the detectives that you reached out to Yak Gotti because he was dating Booshi at the time to tell him you thought that Booshi set him up?
I don't recall.
And when you spoke to Yak and you confronted him and said, your girl just set me up, he responded to you and said, who? Booshi? And then he told you he was going to call you back. He hung up. He called back and said, she doesn't know what you're talking about, that she didn't set you up.
I don't recall.
Now, earlier we talked about who you hang with, or back in 2015, who you were hanging with back in January of 2015. And did you tell detectives in the same January interview, Detective Gaither and Dennis, that outside of Shannon and Little D from Mechanicsville, you're not going to see them hanging with anybody else?
I don't recall what I told the investigators.
Did you also tell them that there's not going to be one time that you don't see you and Little D together, no matter what?
I don't recall what I told the investigators. But Lady is not he don't have my life. He not like me. Lady is a pretty boy. He for the girls.
Okay, so when you say he's not like you, what do you mean?
He's not in the streets.
I don't recall.
Okay, so why did you just say that?
I don't recall.
So when you say he's like the girls, what do you mean?
He's a pretty boy.
Okay.
He not a troublemaker.
Okay, so what does that mean?
What the
Why did you tell me that?
Lady was only around for the girls.
So when he got beat up in the club, was that only for the girls?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
So if he's only about the girls,
Lady is not a fighter. He's not a shooter. He's just a pretty boy.
are you aware of Little D shooting at people's houses after he got beat up in the club in April of 2015?
No, Lady don't know how to shoot no gun.
Were you aware of him being convicted for that?
Cause Lady wanna be something that he ain't. So he probably took a charge. Ain't no telling.
Everyone's asking where Melnick is.
That's a great
Are you
question.
familiar with a person by the name of Trivia?
Who?
And Trivia?
I don't know who that is.
Okay. Do you know of Moonton having a girlfriend named Antrivia?
Oh, the girl. Yeah, I know who. I don't know her. I know who you're talking about.
Okay. And Trivia, was she at one point in time also dating Shell Kel?
That's her.
I'm asking you.
I don't recall.
Okay. Do you recall telling the detectives about Trivia and about the issues you had with Trivia yourself?
I ain't had no issues with her.
Do you recall telling the detectives about Moontook and Shell Kel getting into an argument at Club Crucial?
We grown. We men. We ain't doing no arguing, especially not over no girl.
Okay. Do you recall telling Detective Gaither and Detective Dennis?
I would tell them anything.
And that their argument wasn't over a girl?
I don't recall.
Shout out to Life of Coop.
Mhm.
Shout out to Nurse. She says Hilton is an adjunct professor at Emory University School of Law, where she teaches a trial technique course. Who would want to take a course from Hilton when she just has to watch a video replay of what braiding material is?
So she teaches trial team?
Trial
on
techniques.
Shell Kel. You recall telling me that a few moments ago?
That's terrible.
In the same
That would
January,
worry.
I thought it was in June, but in the same January.
Listen, when I took that class, my professors were
do you
killers.
recall telling
They were killers in the courtroom.
that you actually told Shell Cal
Crazy.
that you almost shot at him and that you could have killed him if you wanted to. You actually told Detective Gaither.
If I got a chance, I would have.
Okay. But did you tell Detective Gaither that you told Shell Cal that you almost shot at him?
I don't recall.
Okay. And that you actually told him, I was this close to you, but I could have killed you if I wanted to.
Yeah, I don't recall.
And that's when you told him, I ain't shoot at you, but I shot in the air. If I would have shot you, I could have got you.
You said it again?
Sure. Do you recall telling Detective Gaither that you actually did tell Shell Cal that you almost tried to shoot at him, but that you ended up shooting in the air?
I don't recall.
And that you told him, I would have shot you. I could have gotten to you, bro.
Anytime he got shot at? No, I don't recall.
And even when you told Detective Gaither that you intended to shoot at Shell Cal, were you arrested that day at all?
Because I'm not telling on myself.
But you told her what you told Shell Cal, which was that you were shooting at him.
I told her lies because I knew she wouldn't be able to go back and knew she wouldn't go back and get nothing to prove that what I said was true.
Okay, but you just told this jury that you did try to shoot at Shell Cal, so that wasn't a lie, correct?
I put a gun out on her. It's a difference.
There is a difference.